The next one on our list is going to be Chainlink.
All right.
I'm going to have Crypto Poppy pull it up.
Let me find it.
Well, all right, guys, we're going to be doing some live technical analysis on Chainlink. I'm going to hand it over to Crypto Poppy.
All right, we have Chainlink paired with the US dollar, weekly time frame. Data is coming in from Coinbase. So you could see here, weekly time frame, we're just zoomed out, just looking at the chart, seeing what it's saying to us a little bit. Let me move it over just ever so slightly here. You could see we have our big overall Fibonacci here in white. We have our one movement, which is our swing high here. Looks like it is drawn on May 3rd, 2021. And our swing low, it looks like it's roughly right in here. Let's say it's June 12th, 2023, and we just have it extended out to the right. So Chainlink has moved absolutely beautifully. If you're in altcoins, you're not in Bitcoin or Ethereum, some of the big main players. It looks like we've had just the right amount of volatility in this token over the past few years. Definitely something you could continue to dollar cost average in. This was not financial advice, but this was looked like a great time right here. Just choppy sideways movement, not very big movements for quite some time. Looks like from May 2022 through about October 2023. So, oh my gosh, you had almost a year and a half, not quite a year and a half of just sideways chop. Great time for, just buy it and forget it. Set your sell limits and just forget about it. Let the market come to you. But some good sideways movement. We were able to put on our zero movement. The token got a little spunk, a little pep in its step, came up to the 236, faced a little bit of resistance over the top before finally blasting through it. It just kept knocking and knocking on the resistance, making that resistance weaker and weaker before finally blowing through it. But it couldn't maintain that momentum. We came back below it, got right above it just ever so slightly before coming back down. We found some support in no man's land, really, just right in the middle of the Fibonacci's. But if you look at the crosshairs of the cursor, you could see we found support on top of all this chop right here. Before getting a nice movement, we created a lower high, right? We have these previous lows. We have the low that came in here before we're starting to create a nice high. And if you look at the previous high, we created a higher high from our previous high. So we have a lower low, we have a higher high. Then you fully expect, okay, we started to come back down to the downside. Yet again, now it's our third one. We have a low, higher low, higher low. I would have fully expected us to go to that 618 to our red box of resistance up here to create a higher high. But nope, the market had different ideas. We did not create that higher high. We came to this tiny red box of resistance, which is just a fill for the candles over here. Couldn't quite beat that resistance before getting slapped down to the downside. Couldn't find any real support on the 236 before coming down here. And it looks like the last time we did technical analysis was probably December of 2025 on Chainlink, because you could see here we had the wedge pattern drawn with the trend lines, but we had our trend line to the downside. A couple touch points. Looks like we have one August 5th, 2024. Second one looks like it's right here, April 14th, 2025. Looks like a third touch point here, June 16th, 2025. And then multiple touch points, just testing it as support, trying to hang on for support before breaking back down below it. And it looks like we're getting close to testing our zero movement. But again, a thing of beauty is, if you're not in Chainlink, have some. And if you're looking to get into Chainlink, again, not financial advice, but definitely look over to the zero movement. That would be a great area, $4.89 as a first ladder buy. Then look over here to the left. Let's look at some levels here, right? We have two little tops right here. Two little tops, $3.04 would be another great entrance. Let's go to the worst case scenario. Look at these bottoms here, right? One bottom, two bottom, and 3 bottoms right here at about $1.57. So again, worst case scenarios, those would be some great ladder buys. Not financial advice, but to say Chainlink is going to get close to $1 again, I don't think so, especially not with it being at $9.10 and having the following that it does have. So if we're going to look for Chainlink to start to move up here to the upside, we have a couple levels to overcome first. We have our trend line that was acting as support and guiding us to the upside here. We have our 236 fib level. Now let's adjust the chart again. Then we also have our overhead trend line that's going to act as resistance because that's all it's done. Then stack on top of that, we could potentially get put right back in this wedge pattern. And what could happen? Same thing could happen. We could come get back in the wedge pattern, then dump out of it. So, you know, Chainlink is definitely dependent on what Ethereum is going to do. And I mean, some would say even Bitcoin too, because everything follows Bitcoin. But for altcoin season specifically, Chainlink is definitely going to be tied to Ethereum. So roughly from current price up to our first trend line that was support and now is going to act as resistance is about 48% movement to the upside. Next point of resistance would be the Fibonacci level of the 236, which is 81% movement to the upside. Then if and when we do break that, next area we could expect some resistance for Chainlink would be 168% movement to the upside, which would be our overhead trend line that's been resistance since it was created here, late 2024. Then, I mean, I guess we could measure it. So from current price, the next area would definitely be our red box up here, which is lined up pretty well with our 618 Fibonacci level, which is 285% movement to the upside. So very minimal downside with Chainlink. Definitely getting ready, hopefully and potentially for a good proper alt season, for Ethereum to start going parabolic and for these altcoins to start catching up. So definitely optimistic and looking forward to seeing what Chainlink can do in the very near future. Passing it back to the man, the myth, the legend.
Chainlink, another very popular coin. If you're in it, good for you. If you're not, think about it.
Not financial.
Not financial advice. We're just doing this technical analysis to show you guys maybe where the turning point is happening. The next big signal is going to be Ethereum breaking its all-time high again and going higher. So we'll see. All right, that was that for Chainlink.